Sophia, a leader of environmental activists, is recording a video in the North Pacific Ocean about the vortex of trash covering the sea. She feels awkward, but Chris asks her to continue, and suddenly they receive a signal from a shark which they tagged. Chris asks Tom, Sam, and Yaun are ready for the sea dive. In contrast, Sophia and Jade stay to keep an eye on them. They dive and the bottom is littered everywhere. Chris sees a shark that has died after being caught in a net. Sophia tells Chris to watch for Lilith, a shark whom they tagged. A lot of sharks join them and suddenly all the sharks go away. A 7-meter-long shark approaches and they are shocked to see it. Chris sees the tracker on it and Sophia says a shark can't grow so much in a little time. She asks Chris to take a sample, and as he injects the shark, it disappears. Before they leave, the shark returns and attacks them. Sophia can only hear their screams. She sees blood on the surface, and before Jade can stop her, she jumps into the water. Underneath, Sophia sees an arm floating and the shark attacks her. Her foot gets caught in the net and the shark pulls her down. As the shark pulls her into the deeper water, blood starts coming out of her ears. She manages to cut the net and reach the surface. 3 years later, in Paris, 2 boys are finding things in the canal and they find a bombshell. Police arrive with the divers to search the area, and a reporter interviewing Detective Adel. Adel says they already recovered 100 shells and it is excellent that the public is also helping the police. Commander Angel asks Adel to leave for the briefing about the triathlon and he leaves. Angel tells the reports that the shells have no ignition system. Adel tells Caro that we have to go to the headquarters, and on the way he stops a man from entering the canal. Sophia is now teaching the kids about how to save whales and tells them how they can keep the sea clean. During the class, 2 kids ask her about the incident that happened with her team. Sophia remains quiet for a moment and leaves, and outside, she meets Mika, an SOS engineer. She wants to with her about her work, but Sophia doesn't want to listen. Mika named the Beacon 7 project, and after hearing this, she comes to the office with Mika. Mika says, when we started this organization we didn't think it'd work, but now it's growing and you are our role model. She says to Sophia, following you we start protecting sharks with beacons. Inside, they monitor the sharks with the help of large LCDs, and Mika introduces her to her girlfriend Ben. Ben shows her Lilith location, but Sophia says she can't come too long. Ben shows her that 3 weeks ago she swam up the Seine. Sophia is shocked to see this and says sharks can't survive in the freshwater. Mika tells her that climate change and pollution have changed their behavior. She's lost and trying to survive. Mika says we can communicate with her, but Sophia refuses. Mika tells her that the car falls into the water but the driver is missing, and Sophia still doesn't agree and leaves. At home, Sophia takes her pills, drinks beer and watches the incident video emotionally. Then she opens the portal and sees the shark arrive at the Marie Bridge. Mika and Ben also reach the bridge to dive and communicate with the shark. Before diving, Mika kisses Ben and asks her to leave if anything happens outside. Sophia tries to warn Mika, but her cell phone is switched off and she heads to the bridge. She dives and reaches the depth. She sees the shark's attack on the car and feels her presence. Ben sees the patrol police and shakes the rope. Mika cuts it and Ben leaves quickly. Mika is caught by the police and Sophia watches them leaving and sees the beacon signal. Adel asks her why she is diving at that time and she says, I was cleaning the Seine. Adel understands she is lying and says, we'll go to the station and if all goes well, you can go home. Adel makes a stop at the St. Louis and asks Gypsy Man to leave the place in 3 days. They reach the police station and Sophia still chasing the signal. Sophia follows the signal to St. Louis where she finds no one but a dog barking at the sea. Mika asks Adel to leave her, but he wants to know why she was diving. Mika says there's a shark in the Seine, but Adel doesn't trust her. Following the signal, Sophia sees a girl standing near the canal and shouts at her to come out. Mika calls Sophia to get out of the station, and when Sophia arrives, Adel shows her mutilated body. Adel asks if it is a shark attack and Sophia says it is 100% a shark attack. Adel asks Adama to call the commander and takes the 2 women with him. At the station, Sophia tells Angel this shark shouldn't be here, we have to get her out. Angel says first we need to check if there's a shark or not and orders Adel to send a team. Adel starts to leave with his team, but Sophia asks them not to dive because the shark has aggressive behavior. Caro says they need to see her first and Sophia asks to go with them, and with the help of the tracker, they can find her easily. The team heads out for the location while Mika is also following them on the bike. Reaching there, Sophia says at her size we should see her and Adel says maybe there is no shark. Caro, Adama, and Nil synchronize trackers and dive into the water. The team finds a dead whale floating eaten by a shark while Mika calls Ben to disconnect the beacon. Mika fears that they might kill the shark and Ben disconnects it. The team returns to the surface and tells them they felt her presence and Adel confirms it by checking with sonar. Adel thinks Sophia disconnects the beacon and she leaves with a bleeding nose. Sophia rushes to Mika, calling her reckless as she disconnected the beacon. Sophia says Lilith attacked them before, and Mika says that was your mistake. Adel confronts Angel and asks her to tell the mayor to cancel the Olympics event as they don't have another choice. Angel says that they've invited players and reporters around the globe and doesn't want to talk to the mayor. Adel watches Sophia's old videos and learns how her entire team was killed in a shark attack. The next day, Mika comes live on the social media and asks for their help to save the shark for the future generation. Adel goes to Sophia to apologize for his behavior and invites her to a meeting with the mayor. Sophia and Adel petition the mayor of Paris to postpone the upcoming triathlon. The mayor refuses, emphasizing the event's importance for focusing global attention on Paris during the run-up to the Olympic Games, which billions of euros have already been spent on. After the failed meeting, Angel asks Sophia to prepare for the mission, but she says the tracker is switched off, so they need a plan. Sophia says we'll draw her to the Sully Bridge and bring her unconscious to the port, and then the ocean safety team will release her into the sea. Sophia and Adel are talking and then Ben comes there, who is very nervous. Ben tells Sophia that Mika reveals Lilith's existence to the public, and leads a group of supporters into the city's catacombs, where the city's wastewater reservoirs are, to find her. Sophia and Adel head out for the catacombs to find them after reactivating Lilith's beacon. Mika activates a pulse to lure Lilith to where her group have convened, and swims out to the middle of the reservoir. Adel's team arrives just as Lilith appears with a juvenile shark, Lilith's offspring. Mika does not heed to their warnings to get out of the water, and after she pets the juvenile shark, Lilith attacks and kills her, causing a mass panic that leads to many injuries and 12 deaths, including Ben and Leopold, a police officer on Adel's team. In the aftermath, Sophia and Adel find the juvenile shark dead, and after examining it they discover that it's a female that mutated to adapt to fresh water and became pregnant through parthenogenesis, like Lilith. Sophia concludes that if Lilith is not caught, she may give birth to more mutated offspring. The mayor, deflecting blame from herself, orders them to kill the shark, and still refuses to cancel the triathlon to be held in the river the following day. She takes part in a TV interview downplaying the danger the sharks present. Sophia and Adel devise a plan to lure Lilith out of the catacombs and blow her up with the help of explosives experts Poikar and Baruti. As the mayor declares the triathlon open, and swimmers take to the water, Adel's team Caro, Adama, Angel and Marcus begin to execute the plan. Underwater, Sophia and Adel encounter a large school of juvenile sharks as they set up their trap. The sharks kill Poikar, Baruti and Adama before Adel sets the explosives off, seemingly destroying the school of young sharks and leaving the gigantic Lilith as the only survivor. She capsizes the police boat, killing Caro and Marcus, and she heads towards the triathlon. The mayor and the spectators look on in horror as several swimmers are attacked and killed. The military open fire on Lilith, despite warnings from Adel that there are live shells on the riverbed. The disturbance in the water from their gunfire and Lilith's movements causes unexploded ordnance at the bottom of the river to shift and detonate, throwing the mayor, Angel, and many spectators into the water. The resulting chain reaction of explosions destroys several bridges and creates a tsunami that entirely floods the center of Paris. Sophia and Adel are left stranded on the roof of a building in the middle of the flood, surrounded by Lilith and the juvenile sharks that have survived the explosions. Lilith and her offspring have proliferated in the major river cities of the world, Paris, London, New York, Bangkok, Venice and Tokyo, as Sophia feared, colonized the entire world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing videos.